Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be sewing our cowl neck palazzo jumpsuit that we drafted in our last class. If this sounds like what you would love to see, then let's get right into it. So the first thing that we want to do is to turn our basic jumpsuit pattern, our basic pants pattern that we drafted in the last class. We want to turn it into a palazzo. You know, it's straight. We drafted it as straight pants in the last video, so we want to alter it. The first thing I want to do is to alter it into a palazzo pant trouser. So the first thing I want to do is to slash through this midline, that's crease line that we made, the crease line that we made in our drafting process. So I'm going to slash through this line up to this part. I'm going to stop here on the crotch depth. That's where I'm going to stop. I'm going to do it for both front and back. You'll see the way we'll slash it now. So I'll slash from the bottom like so. So when I get to the crotch depth, I'll stop, then I'll slash like this. I'll slash to the right, and I'll slash again to the left. You see it? You see it? I slashed both to the right and to the left. So the next thing I want to do is I would have loved to place this on another pattern, but I don't want to waste pattern paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my fabric, then I'm going to spread. You see it? I'm going to spread. It depends on how wide you want your palazzo to be. If you want your palazzo, let me raise it so that you can see. If you want your palazzo to be very wide, what you need to do, if you want your palazzo to be very wide, you just spread as wide as you want it to be. You see it? My table is not very wide, so I can't show everything, but you see, so it depends on how wide you want it to be. I hope you can see it. So this is how I'm going to spread it on my fabric. You see it? So I'm going to spread it on my fabric and I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm just going to spread it like so. I don't want my palazzo to be too wide, so I think like this is okay. Let me see. You can use this as a guideline, just from the top to this to where I spread it, just use ½ inch. You see, it's ½ inch. I think is okay. This is a moderate palazzo. I think spreading it ½ inch will give you a moderate palazzo, not too wide and not too narrow. So that's how I'm going to do. There's just going to be ½ inch here. That is how wide my palazzo is going to be. So let's transfer it to fabric. The same thing I did here on this front pattern, that's what I'm going to do at the back too. I'm just going to slit it open at the crease line, just the way I did this. That's exactly what I'm going to do at the back. So that's just, it's as simple as that. That is your palazzo. That is how you get your palazzo. Just slit through left, right, and you have gotten your palazzo pattern. I hope you understand. Okay, so let's go. So see what I have done. I spread it, I slashed the middle, then spread it, and I slashed both left and right, then I spread it. You can see this is our palazzo pattern. I spread it, let me raise it up so you see. So this is how it should look. This is the front. I did exactly the same thing for the back too. Let me show you the back. So this is the back pattern. See, I did exactly the same thing. I slashed and I spread it. You see, this is the back pattern. You can see this is my palazzo. You can determine how wide you want yours to look. You can determine how wide you want the down part to be by spreading your pattern. So this is what it looks like. So this is the back. So I want pockets, so I'm using this Ankara fabric for my pockets just to spice it up. I'm using this Ankara fabric. I'm just going to use it for the pocket. I'm also going to use it for the sleeve band. My sleeve is going to have like 1.5 inch band, so I'm going to use this Ankara so it can just spice it up. And I'm also going to use this Ankara for the belt, just to give it a little twist. So this is my pocket facing, this is my pocket. So let me show you the up. So this is the front pattern. I've transferred it to fabric. I added 1/2 inch everywhere, and on the side I added 1 inch. This is the cowl neck pattern that we drafted in our last tutorial. This is the back, so I've added allowance to them. So we're just going to go to the sewing machine and put all these pattern pieces together and make a beautiful cowl neck palazzo jumpsuit. The first thing I'll do is to hold our dart. I notched our dart, so I'll just go ahead and hold it on all the pieces, both the front and the back. I will go and hold the dart. I marked where the dart will reach, so I'll just go to my sewing machine and hold it. After holding the dart, then I'll hold the crotch. I'll hold the crotch like so. I left 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to hold the crotch at the front. Then for the back, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to leave allowance for zip. I'm going to start somewhere. I'm going to start holding from here, and I'll hold the crotch, leaving this part for zipper. So I'll do that. You see, I've gone ahead to hold my dart, and I held the center back and center front. This center back, I left allowance for my zip. I left the space that will hold my zip up to, and I pressed open my seam. You can see it. I pressed open my seam. So I'll just keep the back aside, and I'll bring the front so that we can fix the pocket for the front. This is the front. This is the front. So I'll just bring my pocket facing, and my pocket bag. Okay, so this is my pocket, while this is my pocket facing. So I'm just going to pick one each. I'm going to pick my facing first. So this is my facing, so I'll sew it right side. I hope you can see it. This is my pocket facing. This is my pocket facing. So I'll place it like this. This right side of my facing, and this is the right side of my, this is the right side of my trouser, and this is the right side of my facing. So I'm going to place it like this. You see it? If you cut it very well, you are going to have something like this. So I'm going to sew like this. I'm going to sew. I'll leave 1/2 inch. You know, I'm going to join the upper bodice to this, so I'm going to leave 1/2 inch. I won't start sewing from the top. I'll leave 1/2 inch, then I'll start sewing, and I'll sew in a slant manner. And when I get to this part that has this 1 inch, you know, we put 1 inch by the side. So when I get to this place too, I'll stop, then I'll notch it. I hope you understand. Look at my facing, the facing of my pocket facing, and this is my trouser. So right side facing right side, I'll sew it. I'll place it like this. I'll leave 1/2 inch. I'll start sewing like this. Then I'll stop here. I'll stop here. Here. Then I'll notch this part. Then I'll do that for both places. I'll come back to show you. I've sewn that place I said I'll sew, and I notched it. See the 1/2 inch I left? I notched it. Then see it. I sew. I started from here, I stop here, and I notch here too. So I top stitched on the facing, on the pocket facing. I top stitch. So when you are done, it's going to look like this. So the next thing you want to do is to bring the pocket facing in. See, this is the back, this is the back. So the next thing I want to do is to bring the pocket facing in like so. You see, so the pocket facing will be like this. Then I'll bring the pocket itself. This is the pocket. I'm using this Ankara fabric as the pocket. So what I'll do is I'll just place the pocket over it like this. This is the right side. The right side will be facing this part like this. So, and I'm going to just arrange it. You see, I'm just going to arrange it like so for it to align with the facing. So you see it's aligning with the facing now. So I'm just going to pin it and sew. If I want to sew, I will not sew everything together. I will lift it up, the pocket facing and the pocket. That's what I'm just going to sew. I'm going to sew like this. I'm just going to sew like this, raising it up. I will not sew it with the trouser. This is the trouser, this is the pocket, this is the pocket facing, and this is the pocket. So I'm going to raise it up like so and start sewing. I'll sew like this, I'll sew like this, and I'll stop here. I'll just stop here. I'll do the same thing for this other pocket. You see it? I'm just going to sew like this, and I'll stop here. I'll raise it up. I'll make sure I'm not holding the trouser with it. So I'll just go and sew it around, and I'll come back to show you what it looks like on the other. Sewing it, this is what it should look like. You just turn it to the right side and try and arrange it like so. You see, this is that part, that 1 inch part that we notched. So just try and align everything. Let it align here. Then you can pin it. And pin it up here. Align it here, then pin it. Then come this part to that 1/2 inch that we notch up, that we didn't sew to. You see, so you just try and align it. You see it. Then you can pin it through here. Make sure it's laying flat. Then you can pin it here too. You see it. So do the other part. Do the other part. You bring out that 1 inch that you bring out that 1 inch that you notched. This is it. You align it with the pocket. You see it, and you can pin it. Just pin it up like so. Then you align the pocket area. This is the 1/2 inch that we notch up. So you align it too, like so. See, the pocket is done. See how beautiful it is. This is your pocket. This is your pocket. So this is how to fix your pocket. So easy. I hope you understand it. So we're done. This is the front and this is the back. So we are done with the lower part. This is the back. So now we have to move to the front part, the upper bodies. Let's move to the upper bodies. Let's take care of the upper body so that we can join them together. We can join the upper body. So I'll just keep this aside first. Then I'll bring the upper body. So this is the upper body. This is the front. So I'm just going to remove my pattern. You know, this is the facing. What I'm going to do, I will use a bias. I'll just use my bias to bias this part. I hope you can see it clearly. I'm going to use bias. Let me show you what the bias looks like. So I'm going to use a bias tape to just tape this part, because this is our neckline. This one will fold inside. You'll see it. So I'll use bias to tape here I'll just tape here like this. So guys, I'm going to bring my bias tape and bias here, just this place, this straight place. No, it's still on fold. Let me open it up. So when you open it up, this is what it should look like. So this straight part, I'll use my bias to turn it. So I'll turn it and show you. Let me go and turn it and show you. Okay, after turning it, I'll bring my back. I'll just remove my back. I've notched where my dart is going to stay. So I'll hold my dart. So I'll hold my dart, then I'll come back to show you what it looks like. A facing. Okay guys, I've held the dart for my back. This is my back. You see it? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach it to the lower part. This is the lower part, this is the trouser part. So I'm going to attach it. I'll make sure my dart is matching. I'll make sure the dart line is matching with each other, you see. So I'll join it. This is the back, then I'll join the front too. The front is ready too. So the upper bodice for the front is ready. These are cowl neck, you see it. I told you I was going to bias this place. So you see, I used my bias tape to bias it. Then this is the shoulder line. So this is going to be like this. So this is our cowl neck. You see how beautiful it's looking. This is our shoulder. You see, that part becomes our facing. Do you see it? This part becomes our facing. So this is the shoulder part. You see our cowl neck, the upper bodice is ready. So I'm going to bring the trouser pattern. This is the trouser pattern. So I'm just going to attach it here. So guys, you see, this is the pattern, this is the upper. So I'm going to attach the trouser pattern to this with 1/2 inch that I added. So I'll join it together and I'll show you what it looks like. See ya. Okay guys, I've joined the upper bodice to the trouser. This is the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix my zip. I'll fix my zipper at the back. So this is the back. This is how it looks. The lower part. This is how it looks. So let me show you the front. So this is the front. This is our cowl neck. See the pocket. This is the cowl neck pattern. Cowl neck. So this is how it looks. This is the pocket. So you see it. So you see it. So I'll fix the zipper at the back, then I'll join the shoulders. I'll fix my zipper. You see it? I fixed my zipper. I fixed an invisible zipper. If you want me to teach you guys how to fix an invisible zipper the easiest way, please drop a comment in the comment section and tell me you want me to teach you, and I'll make a video on how to fix your zipper nice and easy. So I'll fix my zipper. So I'll bring my front. We're almost done with this tutorial. So what I need to do now is to place my front over the back like so. Then this is the shoulder line. This is the shoulder. So I'm just going to go to my machine and turn it. I'll turn the shoulder together with the back. I'll join the shoulder. This is the shoulder of the front. This one is for the back. So I'm just going to put it and turn it with the facing. I'm just going to turn it like this and sew 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to put them together and shape. I left 1 inch allowance for both the bodies and the trouser. So I'm just going to shape it. I'm going to shape it by the side by 1 inch. Then I'm going to go ahead and sew the inseam. This is the inseam. This is the inseam. Then after shaping the side with the allowance I left, shape it to your size. Then you come to the inseam, you place them together like so, then you sew. You see, I'll sew this side and sew this side. I'll sew this side and sew this side, and our jumpsuit is ready. Then you can fix any sleeve of your choice. I'll fix my sleeve. You can use the basic sleeve pattern to fix your sleeve. So I'll fix my sleeve, then I'll show you the final outcome of our palazzo cowl neck jumpsuit. So guys, this is the final outcome of our tutorial. You can see it looking so beautiful. If you found this video helpful, please click on the like button, share our video, drop a comment. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.